What if I told you the way you have been taught to network is a lie, that the system is fundamentally broken? For decades, we have been told that networking is the secret to success in professional world. We have turned a powerful human practice into a transactional hollow exercise. There is no depth, no continuity, just a fleeting interaction. I'm going to show you why networking is broken and, more importantly, how can you fix it within your own context. Did you know that over 70% of the jobs are filled through networking? Yet, more than half of the professionals say they hate networking. Now, let me ask you, when was the last time in a networking event or a LinkedIn connection actually changed your life? What if I told you the way you have been taught to network is a lie, that the system is fundamentally broken? Think about it. You go to an event, you collect a bunch of business cards or digital scans, you make some small talk, and then nothing. That's not networking. This is a performance. For decades, we have been told that networking is the secret to success in professional world. And it's true. The data is crystal clear. Meaningful connections can open doors to new opportunities, mentors, and even your dream job. The problem isn't the concept, it's the execution. We have turned a powerful human practice into a transactional hollow exercise. As a result, our networks are crumbling. Do you feel this? Don't you? You see it an endless cycle of networking events that go nowhere. The inbox is filled with follow-up emails that are never returned, and the constant feeling that you are just one of the 100 people trying to get noticed. The rules of networking are absolute, and it's time that we create new, the ones which actually work for us. Today, I'm going to show you why networking is broken and, more importantly, how can you fix it within your own context. So, what's exactly going wrong? It's a combination of three things. Number one, we have become obsessed with superficial connections, number of connections. We have been told to network up, to meet as many people as possible, to collect names like trophies, connection requests like trophies. This approach leads to what I call as mild, wide, inch deep network. You have a huge list of connects, but when you need help, you don't know any one of them well enough to ask for it. Number two is the utter failure of follow-up. We get back from an event, maybe send a quick email, and then ghost each other. The relationship dies, and before it even begins. It is equivalent of one night stand, but for your career. There is no depth, no continuity, just a fleeting interaction. And third, it is the overwhelming nature of it all. The pressure to be on, to make an impression, to attend countless events. It's exhausting, and it's a huge reason why so many of us dread the word networking now. Nowhere in this more apparent than on LinkedIn. Don't get me wrong, LinkedIn started with a very powerful vision, but today it's a broken system. It's become a digital business graveyard full of things which we don't want to see. It's a place where we collect connections we barely know, a platform of meaningless endorsements and robotic outreach messages. People connect with you and then they disappear. It's all about numbers, the connection count, the likes, the views, not the person on the other end. It is a perfect example of networking gone wrong, where emphasis on collecting but not connecting. You're not building a network, you're just adding a list of names to a directory. Think about your network density. So, what if that's broken? What does effective networking really look like? Now let's start by shattering some of the biggest misconceptions all of us have. Networking is just about getting something from someone. It's not a one-way street, and it's not something you do only when you need a job. That's like only calling your friends when you need to borrow money. The moment you make networking purely transaction, you've already lost the game. And I'm going to tell you a quick story. Years ago, I was at a SAP conference and I saw a very young guy with a stack of business cards, aggressively working the room. He walked up to me and handed me his card, and without even introducing himself properly, he said, "I am looking for a job. Can I send you my resume?" I took the card, but the interaction felt so forced that I immediately knew I couldn't help him. He was operating from what I call as a place of scarcity. A reverse contrasting experience which I was actually introduced by someone by a mutual friend in a networking event. We grabbed coffee and the first thing he asked me was, I know Pankaj, you're working on a new product. I just read this great article about it. Would you like me to send it to you? Now, we didn't just talk about jobs or opportunity. We shared about a shared passion. They gave me something with tremendous amount of value with no expectations in return. That person and I still have a fantastic relationship today. And we have helped each other many a times over the years. That is what genuine networking looks like in this digital world. Effective networking, it's about building genuine relationship. It's about curiosity, not conversion. It's about being authentic and showing the real interest in others people's story. This isn't just a soft skill. It's a core human practice that requires empathy and willingness to be vulnerable. It's about seeing the other person, not the business card or the title. So the question is, how do we fix this broken system? We need to shift our mindset and follow these 3 core strategies. Number 1, adopt the give first mindset. When you meet someone very new, don't ask what they can do for you. Instead, ask yourself, what can I do for them? Can you introduce them to someone they should know? Can you share an article or a resource that might help them? The goal is to provide value with no expectation of a return. This isn't a tactic. It's a fundamental principle of what I called as building the trust and the bridge. Second, embrace the 1 in 10 rule. Instead of trying to connect with 10 new people in a single day, focus on having 1 true meaningful conversation. Prioritize depth over breadth. This means going to fewer events, but investing more in the relationship you do start. You will leave feeling energized, not exhausted, and with a real human connection, not just yet LinkedIn request or a business card. Third, this is the most important one, and is to connect. Don't collect. This is the antithesis of everything that has made LinkedIn and traditional networks so broken. Stop building your list of connections. Start building a community of people you genuinely know and trust. This is the difference between a digital Rolodex and a support system. Send a personalized note, ask a specific question, and be willing to be a resource for others. It's about being intentional. It's about being human in a world that has made all of us transactional. When you follow these principles, your network stops from being a list of names and peoples and becomes a powerful force of support and collaboration. And it is very important we follow these. So let's recap. The old way of networking is broken because it is superficial, transactional, and overwhelming. We are collecting bunch of contacts instead of cultivating relationships, and it's leaving us feeling isolated and burnt out. But the fix is very simple. Shift your mindset, embrace the give first principle, commit to 1 to 10 rule, and most importantly, remember, connect, don't collect. Your network is your safety net, your sounding board, and your key to growth. You are not just by fixing relationship and networking, you are building a more supportive, more authentic, and more human life for yourself. You're building a community who's going to stand up and have the same passion. I want to hear from you. Have you had a recent networking experience that went wrong or right? Share your story in the comments below. And I want you to be ready to start building more meaningful relationships. And one thing which I'll tell you my own experience, in my B school, my professor asked me to draw the LinkedIn connection map and find the network density. What I found was having so many network connections actually lowered my network density and propensity. So it is important for you to go back and look at your network density and propensity. So keep following those 3 principles and keep making networking a core fundamental tool in your professional journey.